righty. I can get your attention, please. We're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Norman Alexander. I'm the chairperson for AltaOne, and welcome to our annual meeting, which happens to be our 75th. And so it's been 3/4 of a century that we've been around. So it's pretty good. Again, thank you for those that have come out. I know it's a busy day. This is our first format like this. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a little bit of background with a video. We can go ahead and run that.
As a member myself for over 40 years, I just want to say congratulations to this fine organization and its 75-year anniversary by chartering as a federal credit union. Let me tell you a little bit about this credit union that you belong to. This credit union started as a small credit union in a desk drawer on the base. But over the course from 1947 to the current, it grew, it developed, it was meeting the members' needs, expanding the services that are needed to achieve the members' financial prosperity, the expansion of the field of membership. And we stopped serving just the members of the Indian Wells Valley and looked all the way to Bishop, to South California City, to all of Kern County, and the many members who have come and gone from this credit union. You look at starting out with checking accounts and credit cards to all types of consumer loans to business loans now in an expanding market. Those are the kinds of member services that this organization has brought to you over the course of time. It's brought to you not only services that are good for you as a member, but also they've brought you stability and integrity. As an institution in a very turbulent financial world these days, you can trust that AltaOne is a very strong, healthy financial institution. So congratulations, AltaOne. Congratulations on many years of excellent service to not only your members, but to the communities you serve, and most especially to those here in the Ridgecrest Indian Wells Valley, who started this credit union 75 years ago with faith and confidence that it will serve your financial needs, not only today, but for many decades to come. Congratulations, members, and may you also experience prosperity and reaching new heights as this credit union partners with its communities.
Hi, I'm Congressman Kevin McCarthy. Today I want to congratulate AltaOne Federal Credit Union on celebrating its 75th anniversary. For 3/4 of a century, AltaOne has serviced Bakersfield and Ridgecrest, providing critical financial assistance to local businesses and families. AltaOne distinguishes themselves in our community for their immense pride you take in your work. Your 54,000 members cherish you for the neighborly support you provide, and your historic military ties has established you as a reliable force in the Kern County community. As you celebrate this impressive milestone, please know that I am forever grateful for your unmatched efforts to give back. Your legacy of neighborly responsibility is why you continue to be the community's choice. Once again, congratulations. I look forward to seeing what the next 75 years brings.
All righty. All right, before we formally start the meeting, just a little bit of housekeeping. For questions under our new business, there are some forms that you're handed when you came in that you can fill out a question on or any comments. And if you're online, we are virtual. Use the Zoom Q&A format. We'll try to get these, if you can get them in within 20 minutes or about 1/4 because we're starting a little bit later than the 11 o'clock. So anything like that. We will combine those questions, see what's similar, and try to get those questions answered during the new business part. Anything that's personal, anything like that, we'll have to address that after at a later time. All righty? Now, to get the minutes and also the annual report, you can scan the QR code. There are sheets, the QR code on your table, or right there. If you're online, you can you'll see them there. You can take a look at those and see if you're good with that. So let me go ahead, and I do believe it's been determined that there are enough members present to have a quorum, and therefore I will call this meeting officially to order at 11:24. Next up, we will have the presentation of the colors, flag salute, and the national anthem. Troop 848, James Perez, Michael Thring, and Josh Need will do the national anthem. So if they can come up.
Audience attention. Please rise. Color guard fall in. Color guard forward march. Halt. Color guard, please proceed on stage. Prepare to post the colors. Post the colors. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now, Josh Neild with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Next we'll have invocation by Solomon Rodden.
Please join me in prayer if you would. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the 75 years of service AltaOne Credit Union has provided to Ridgecrest community. Lord, this morning we come to you and ask you to give us your wisdom, your guidance, and your support as we begin this meeting. Lord, help us to have fruitful negotiations, fruitful discussions. Lord, allow us to be closer as a group and nurture the bonds of community. Oh Lord, Give us a desire to seek ways to excel in what we do, and Lord, to encourage each other to excellence. Lord, fill us with your grace as we make decisions. Lord, let the decisions we make be useful to the communities we serve, Lord, and to the service of humanity. I ask that we would encourage each other, to challenge each other, to reach higher heights, and to be the best we can be, and to reach new heights. Lord, I pray for the board and the management team. Give them your wisdom and your discernment to make the right decisions and to give right direction to the AltaOne community. Lord, I ask you to bless the upcoming merger of Mission Bank Ridgecrest branch with AltaOne Credit Union. Let this merger be of greater importance and greater benefit to Ridgecrest community. In Jesus' precious name I pray. Amen.
All righty, you can take your seat. So again, thank you for coming out. What I'd like to do now is recognize our current board members and what they have done. So the vice chair is Jay Chong. So stand up. Shirley Kennedy, our secretary. Elaine Jansen, treasurer. Don Corachado, board member. John Little, and Margie Hannon. So this is the team that has really supported me this year. I'm doing an excellent job. It's been a pretty dynamic year, and I'm really thankful that I have such a strong team. Shirley, outstanding secretary. Elaine, outstanding treasurer, and Jay doing a great job as vice chair. Matter of fact, he's dual-hatted. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And again, John and Don. I hate to mention Don because Don and I like to play games with each other and tease each other. So again, thank you. Now the supervisory committee, and I'm not going to go too much into detail, but our supervisory committee, this is who we had. Again, you see Jay Chung as the lead, Kelly Vorpal, Chris Casoso, Kelly Longstrom, and Captain Killinger were and he'll talk a little more about that. So they got this bright light in front of me, so it's kind of hard for me to see. But what we want to do, this is our 75th year. We want to kind of get an idea of who in the audience or online has been, particularly in the audience, our longest tenured member. So if you have been a member for more than 20 years, stand up. All right. Anyone over 25 years? All right, we had one drop out. All right, 30 years. 35 years. Still standing. 36, 37, 40 years. No change. All right, 41 years. 42. And we lost one at 40. Oh, we lost a few at 42. Wow, only 42, huh? All right, 43. 44. 45. 46. All right, if you are a member of the, well, we'll keep going. 47, 48, 49, 50 years. Okay, we lost, all right. 51 years, 52 years. All right. 52. And now I think this is 53 years. 54, 55, 56, 57. Am I speaking loud enough? 57, 58. Okay, 59, 60. All right, 61 years. 62, 63 years. All right, stand back up. Stand back up. So 63 years as members. Now, I was not supposed to try to, if you get, so when did you come to the Valley? Yes. 1962. Okay. And the base brought you folks out here? Okay. And you joined right away. So you joined when it was Knott's. Wow. All right. Well, thank you for your membership and continued membership for 3 years. Wow. Again. So we will have a little gift for the longest tenure, and that belongs to her, right? But again, thank you very much. All righty, now employees. Yes. Oh, okay, so this was for 50 years? Since the 1950s. Oh, okay. So we were at 63. We're at 64. Can you raise your, how many years have you been, when did you become a member? As soon as you could sign. And what, do you recall what year that was? You moved here in 48. Could you sign in 48? Okay. And so, do you recall when you joined? Probably. Wow. Okay. So I think you may have us have the 63. Treasurer, can you want to do public math for me? Well, I tell you what, here's what we're going to do. We are going to do one for you and one for you guys, both of you. Well, again, thank you for your continued membership, and a lot of you guys have obviously seen a lot of changes, and so it's amazing. Okay, employee tenure. We're going to just recognize. I'm not going to go through this list, but we have some folks that have been working for our members for quite a while. This is everyone over 20 years. And so, and I believe 3 of these folks that are on this list are from our Lake Isabella branch. So we can't let those folks retire anytime soon. They got to backfill. But it's very impressive that we have so many dedicated folks to our members. Let's give them a round of applause, too. All right. So I'm assuming we did that housekeeping up front. You guys have looked at the minutes and read over them, and I would like to. Can I get a motion to dispense with the reading of the 2021 annual meeting minutes? All right, do I have a second? All right. All in favor with dispensing with the reading of the minutes from last year, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the motion has passed. All right, so that was a motion to dispense with the reading. Now, let's see if we want to accept them. Can I get a motion to accept and approve those minutes from 2021? All right, do I have a second? Thank you. All in favor for approving the minutes from 2021, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the motion has passed. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce, next two folks that are coming up is we're going to have our treasurer, and then we'll have our supervisory committee report from Jay Chung. So Elaine Jansen has been our treasurer for a few years now. It's done an excellent job, so I'm going to call her forward to do the treasurer report.
Thank you, Norman. Good morning. As a current board treasurer, I'm very pleased to report that AltaOne continues to remain firmly committed to the safe and prudent management of all of our members' assets. Even though the 2021 economic environment really posed an awful lot of challenges, AltaOne was able to remain financially strong. We ended the year with a positive net income of just over $1.38 million. That was a significant improvement over 2020, which experienced a loss of a little bit more than $1 million, which was mostly due to increased reserves for loan losses. With the increase in net income, this now brings our total member equity to almost $65 million. Even with the low rate interest environment, the primary way that AltaOne earned income in 2021 was by lending to our members. An overwhelming 68% of our earnings were the result of our members repaying their loans. Last year, we granted 4,148 loans to our members, totaling over $131.5 million. The remaining 32% of our income was derived from other activities, including investment and fee income. AltaOne is a member-centric, not-for-profit financial cooperative, and as such, we spent 78% of our earnings on giving back. Because the credit union does not work without our talented and dedicated staff, 44% of our earnings was given back to them. We gave an additional 34% of our earnings to the communities we serve to support activities such as financial education, community events, and donations. Not only did we provide over $65,000 to 114 charities and community groups, we also donated over 1,631 volunteer hours across the communities that we serve. As in 2020, savings and checking balances continued to increase in 2021 to over $616 million. This was mostly due to continued infusions of stimulus funding by the federal government. The increased deposits also created an increase in our overall asset size. We were able to end 2021 with almost $740 million in total assets, which was an increase of over $51 million from the previous year. Overall, AltaOne is financially strong and is considered by the National Credit Union Administration, which is our regulator, to be well capitalized. A further summary of the financials for 2021 is in the annual report. If you would like to watch our financial progress throughout the year, you're encouraged to visit your nearest local branch and review the monthly financials, which are posted every month in the lobby. It's been such an honor to serve as the treasurer for your board of directors. And we thank you for your membership.
Good morning. My name is Jay Chun, Supervisory Committee Chairperson. Myself, and along with Kelly Youngstrom, Chris Costoso, Kathy Killinger, Kelly Vorpal, make up AltaOne Supervisory Committee. The Supervisory Committee has two primary responsibilities. One is to ensure that the financial reporting is consistent with generally accepted accounting principles. And number two, that we are to ensure that the board's approved policies and the management procedures safeguard member assets. We created an audit schedule consisting of a total of 18 audits, in which included reviews of various functions within the credit union, such as loan servicing services and collection, real estate and consumer lending, branch operations, and cybersecurity. To assist us with these responsibilities, we engaged with multiple auditors. We also engaged with a CPA firm, Kerr and Associates. They examined AltaOne's financial statements annually. It's the opinion of Kerr and Associates that the financials are being fairly represented, and we, the Supervisory Committee, are confident that the credit union is in a good financial position. I appreciate the dedication of my fellow committee members and express our gratitude to the Board of Directors, management, and staff of AltaOne for their commitment to the safety and soundness of the credit union. We encourage the membership to continue to have open communications with AltaOne management and the Supervisory Committee. I want to remind members that you can communicate directly with the Supervisory Committee by writing to the Supervisory Committee at the address shown on the screen. On behalf of the Supervisory Committee, I'd like to say thank you to the AltaOne membership for trusting AltaOne and servicing your financial needs. Thank you.
I just want to, again, the Supervisory Committee's got a lot of stuff they got to review. With the changing our industry, all the stuff online, the policies are always changing. So they're doing a great job keeping us in check, them with the IT team overall. Now, before I get started with my comments, I just want to say thanks to everyone for coming out again. I think it's really important. If you notice, we have this new format. Our annual meetings in the past, at least the last 5 or 6 that I've been to, have been held at the AltaOne, held in the lobby. I think last year we looked at how long it was. I think it was a total of about 17 minutes. Went very quickly. We usually had maybe 1 or 2 members show up. This constitutes kind of a change of what we're trying to do. A new philosophy, again, engaging more with our memberships, with our members. And that's a big push. So we'll welcome your comments coming back on this. Any improvement, anything like that you may think we want to possibly do. So what I wanted to really talk about, there's a lot of changes within our industry, right? We have our core values, our core beliefs that we really push. And those have served us well, again, for 75 years. And we're really, the adaptability piece and the service piece are the two that we're really working. I'm going to talk about. We're working all of them, but the adaptability piece is a perfect example. Changing how we run our annual meetings, getting more folks involved. And then the service piece is a big piece. I want to give two examples of what we do as far as service and just talking about members. Again, traditionally, AltaOne started off as knots way back when. And we have 3 members that were part of that. And their main purpose was to serve the folks that worked over on the base and the folks that supported them in the military. And that has since grown, right? And one of the things that we really want to do is service what we call financial deserts, or where there are no financial institutions. And we have 3 branches that we're the only financial institution in that community. And in a lot of other ones, besides Bakersfield, we're one of 2 or 3. So our presence is very important to address kind of the financial deserts. Now, why are these deserts, why did they get created? First of all, folks just don't want to come into there. And we also see an exodus of financial institutions. And we have 2 examples. One in Tehachapi. Union Bank was there, and they decided to vacate. The big banks are kind of moving out of the small communities. They decided to vacate that area. And we saw an opportunity to, again, support that gap, fill that gap, and help out. And one of the things that we did just this past year is did an agreement to move into the building that they're in and modifying that. And that's on, right there you see on Tucker Road. That should be opening up here very shortly. A lot of great work has been done to do that. And we're really looking forward on the Tucker Road that used to be a Union Bank. Now there's something a little more personal at home that you guys have all probably read about in the paper, things like that, is Mission Bank, right? So Mission Bank came to our new CEO and said, hey, would you guys like to merge or acquire team with Mission Bank, because they were going to leave. And the board and the senior leadership of our credit union said, yes, this is a good move. And one, what does it do? It keeps business lending and that business side in our community. We're also bringing everybody over from Mission Bank, keeping that team in place. They do a great job. And so again, we're filling that gap. And I think that's very, very important. So that servicing the financial deserts is really big. I don't know if the new CEO, Stephanie's going to talk about this, but we went to DC this past week, and that was the big issue of who can do that. We met with Kevin McCarthy, we met with quite a few other folks, and that was their issue. And we kind of became the poster child for, hey, this is an institution that is doing it and is walking the walk. And so it's a little bit challenging. We drive around a lot, but it's really growing, and the branches are doing very well. The other big effort, and probably the most important one, was in 2021, is that the board did a search for a new CEO. We had quite a few folks initially, and we searched and we found a CEO. And I say we found a CEO and hired a CEO, but we hired the right CEO. Now, this little graphic that you see, yes, that is right. So, people talk about the exodus of folks leaving California and heading to Texas and Florida, right? Well, this family, the Sievers, are doing the opposite. They left not just Texas, they left Austin, right? Austin's the boom place, right? They headed out. They said, nope, we are leaving Austin and we're heading not to California, but to Ridgecrest. because they wanted to raise their family here in a small community. They have 4 wonderful kids that hopefully you'll probably see around here. If you come to our events, they're always working and doing great work. But they came in and she hit the ground running. Started a strategic plan, all the stuff that you see, the Halloween effort, the Easter egg hunt, again, this type of event, really doing a great job. And it's just not, she's got her staff and management really kind of buying into this whole thing. It's a change, right? They were up late last night working on this. Halloween up late, but we enjoy it, and they're doing a tremendous job. But they're heavily involved in the community, and she's just we were lucky to get her, and you'll see a lot of changes, a lot of growth. She's putting together a strong executive team. We had a few very strong executives in place already, and she is working with them and bringing in some other top folks that she'll probably talk about. Lastly, I just want to say we have 2 board members that are stepping down from the board, Jay Chung and Margie Hannon. And I just want to say thank you to them. Jay is stepping down from the board, but he's still going to be in the supervisory committee. And probably he headed that up this past year. I'm sure he's going to be doing this year. And but they've just done a tremendous job in supporting me. They were chair and vice chair during some challenging times, and they kept things going and kept things moving. And I really appreciate their help. We're going to have a special thing for them a little later on, maybe for a week from now. But again, I just want to applaud you guys for the work that you did. And without any further ado, I'll make the adjustment. Our new CEO from Texas, all the way from Austin, Texas, originally from Louisiana. She says y'all and stuff like that, so we're getting used to that. Stephanie Sievers.
Thank you, Norman, for that lovely welcome. And to all y'all, hello and good morning. I am the newish CEO of AltaOne, and I think it's wonderful to be here with all of you on this fabulous Mother's Day weekend. And I'm excited to tell you about all the fantastic things that we have planned for you in 2022. But before I do that, I need to thank the executive team who have been working diligently to make everything possible. I am honored to introduce Denise Mattice, our Chief Operating Officer, John Kerr, our Chief Financial Officer, and Lloyd Gill, our Chief Lending Officer. These individuals, along with all our other amazing department heads, are part of the leadership team that make all of the magic happen. Collectively, they are the ones who put in the long hours, come up with the ideas, and all of the wonderful things that I'm fixing to tell you about, they were the ones that worked diligently to make it all happen. So now, are you ready to hear about all of the wonderful things that we have planned? Because I hope so. As Norman mentioned earlier, we are going to be expanding our locations into Tehachapi and Ridgecrest next month in June. And while, yes, that is absolutely amazing and exciting, I do not want you to think that we are stopping there. We are expanding our access for all of your banking needs to over 5,600 locations nationwide, with 120 branches internationally. These locations are being added through the Co-op Shared Branching Network. And what this means for you, is that you will be able to use these additional over 5,000 locations the same way you do now on our current locations. You'll be able to make your loan payments, You'll be able to withdraw your funds or make deposits. You'll be able to transfer money between your accounts. Basically, you'll be able to do everything that you do today in your in-person branches in all 50 states and across the United States. And as part of this expanding access, we will also be adding an additional 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs that are nationwide. We understand that access to your money is important, and we are excited to be able to offer this nationwide availability later this year. Now, I don't want you to think that we forgot about expanding our local services as well, because I'm happy to report that we are also expanding our local branch hours in Boland and at the Ridgecrest base location to better serve you with the same friendly staff who you already know and love today. But we're not just expanding our access, we are also expanding our products and services. We know that you may have multiple banking relationships, and we want to help you manage your funds better. This is why we are implementing ACH services. You will have the ability to electronically send money back and forth between your AltaOne account and your other banking accounts without the need to wire funds. You can also set up automatic transfers between your account to cover loan payments, or you can choose to send one-time payments as needed. Ultimately, your money is important to you, and we want you to have full control over it. And in researching the product's expansions and how we could help better serve you, we found that in 2021, we had helped 83 businesses with over $20 million in financing. And we realized that we could probably do more to help these individuals. So instead of offering a one-size-fits-all product, we created multiple different business checking account options. Now businesses can choose the best account to help them be successful. And we are bringing a full suite of money management tools through our treasury management services to all our business members. Our local businesses are the backbone of our economies, and we want to support them because they are the ones that support us. And speaking of support, we are expanding our lending services. We will be offering SBA loans to help our businesses continue to grow, and we will be expanding our mortgage lending products to include I-10 mortgages and home equity lines of credit. In 1947, AltaOne was started by 9 individuals who came together with the idea of pulling together their money to help them help each other by giving loans to one another. We are committed to these founding principles, and we continue to look for ways to increase our lending to support your needs. And while lending money is the foundation of what we do, we also want to be more than just a lending institution. We want to be more than just a bank. We want to make a difference in our communities. And as a not-for-profit financial cooperative, we feel that it's important for us to be a community partner. And that is why we've put a focus on community engagement and free family fun events. I invite you to follow us on social media so you can find out about the local events that are in your area. And please, I encourage you to come and join us in celebrating in community and neighborly fun. But what I also want you to know is that fun comes in many, many different forms, not just in Easter egg hunts and Halloween events. And so, as a former teacher, as a former educator, I believe that learning is actually really fun. And that is why we launched our latest app, Zogo. It's a financial education app that has over 300 different financial education modules, where the more you learn, the more points you earn. And the best part is that you can redeem these points for gift cards to your favorite stores, and it's all free. So you can scan the QR code on the screen and download the app and start playing today. You will even get to meet Zoe. She's our pineapple mascot, and she will guide you on your financial journey. So as you can see, we have a lot of amazing, wonderful, and awesome things going on for 2022. But I want to remind all of us that none of this would be possible if it were not for those who laid the groundwork and who came before me. And that is why I would like to thank Bob Boland for being the CEO that led AltaOne for a third of our existence from 1991 to 2017. He was the CEO here that really set us into the position that we are today. Without him, AltaOne would not be the amazing company that we are. Bob, I am honored to have met you. I'm appreciative of all of your words of wisdom, and I hope to continue the legacy that you have built. So thank you for everything that you have done for all of us. And I would also like to thank Denise Mattice, our current Chief Operating Officer. She was AltaOne's acting interim CEO last year in 2021. She was holding down the fort while the board searched for a permanent CEO. She juggled the pandemic, being the Chief Operating Officer, and being the CEO. She's a valuable part of the executive team, and I'm truly grateful for her leadership during that time and her continued leadership today. Thank you, Denise. Thank you so much for the amazing person that you are. I absolutely love working with you, and I'm excited for our continued journey together. So thank you all for attending. Thank you for listening. And most importantly, thank you all for your membership. And Mr. Chairman, that concludes my CEO report, so I'll turn it back over to you.
All righty, next we have my good friend, Don Corchado, and he is the chair of the nominating committee. And Don and I are good friends. Come on up while I talk about you. Don has been a volunteer for AltaOne for a very long time. He can tell you about how long. And on the board, on the supervisory committee, doing quality things over many years. So we really, he keeps us in check, keeps our spirits up, and does a tremendous job.
Thank you, Norman. I do have a confession to make. Norman is actually one of the reasons why I continue on the board. It gives me an opportunity to at least once a month harass him. He deserves it. I've had the privilege of serving as this year's chairman of the nominating committee, along with fellow board members Elaine Jansen and John Little. The nominating committee's duty is to nominate a person for each vacant seat on the board. This year, we were charged with filling 3 seats. 2 seats are for 3-year terms, and 1 seat is for a 2-year term. In accordance with the requirements of AltaOne FCU Federal Credit Union bylaws, the nominating committee has reviewed and investigated the applications by persons interested in election to the board of directors of AltaOne. After thorough review, we have selected the following candidates to fill the following terms. Ms. Shirley Kennedy, to serve a 3-year term. Ms. Kelly McLean Vorpal, to serve a 3-year term. Mr. Tim Jacobs, to serve a 2-year term. The nominating committee is honored to present these qualified candidates to the membership. From all of us on the committee, it was a privilege to serve. Thank you, Norman. That concludes the report from the nominating committee.
All right, thank you, Don, and nominating committee. There being no other candidates nominated by petition, in accordance with our bylaws, I declare these candidates elected. And welcome to the board. Could you please stand? Tim has made it in. All righty. Thank you. All right, old business. At our last meeting, we received 2 items of new business. A member stated they would like us to research issuing credit card renewals earlier so there's no more time before the current cards. So there's more time before the current cards expire. Resolution investigated and cards are being issued further in advance. The other one was a member asked us to research increasing the boron branch hours and possibly increasing the number of days open. The resolution hours were increased in May of 2021. Additionally, this month, we have again increased hours in boron to 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., Monday through Friday. So those are the 2 that we resolved. Those are the 2 issues, and I think that's great. New business, we got no new business. No one wrote anything down. No one sent anything in. So I won't call Stephanie up to answer questions. I would like to say, again, it's been an honor serving as board chair this year. Again, a fantastic team doing great things. And we're going to have an exciting year coming up. If there's no other business, I do want folks not to run off real quick because I think I'm going to ask. I'll ask now. Folks that have 40 plus years of membership, we would like to take a picture of you with our new CEO, if you're up to that. But let me go ahead and adjourn the meeting, and we're going to talk about what's coming up, what's going on outside, and food and stuff. So, if there's no other business, this meeting is adjourned at 12:11. Thank you for coming out. Stay seated. We got a couple quick announcements.